You're good to go for those of you who are just now heading out. We don't often hear a lot about this anymore, foreclosures and the real estate crisis, but that doesn't mean your chance to make a few bucks on distressed real estate is over.
Shari is here now, our lifestyle attorney, to tell us more about these foreclosures. Is the foreclosure epidemic over, Shari?
Well, let's put this in perspective, Roxanne. So at the peak of the crisis, about 28% of sales across the United States were foreclosures. Now that number is about 6%. But here's the thing. Back then, there were several states that were really contributing to that. So we had Florida, Nevada, California, Arizona. Now, Florida is the only one of those states that's really left at the top of the list. In fact, we had 98,000 foreclosures at last count. And last month, we actually saw a pretty significant uptick, largely because the properties that had been sitting as zombie foreclosures have now appreciated enough to make it worthwhile for the banks to move forward with the foreclosures, and the laws are requiring that they do that.
So have these home values recovered? Is there still an opportunity to buy these REOs and then have the prices appreciate?
Right, well, that's the other side of the equation. And here's the thing, here in our area, prices bottomed at around May of 2006. They dropped, they peaked at May of 2006, then they dropped about 46% and bottomed in 2012, but they've only recovered about 30% since then. So another list that we look at in my industry are the areas that have not really fully recovered, and the Palm Beach, Boca, Delray area has been on that list for the last several months.
Wow.
So there's a lot of opportunity here. Probably we'll see full recovery in about 3 or 4 years. Another area for folks who are interested in investing is the Kissimmee, Orlando, Sanford area, probably about 7 years for full recovery. But out of the whole United States, we've got these little pockets right in our own backyard that are showing up on these lists.
All right, so what do you do if you want to buy one of these REOs and find out about them? Where do you go?
Right.
What do you do?
Again, working with a qualified realtor is the #1 thing, someone experienced in foreclosures. The good news, if you want to call it that, is that any realtor who's worth their salt at this point has plenty of experience with foreclosures. Being prepared, being pre-approved, and then, of course, doing your due diligence now is more important than ever before, Roxanne, because these foreclosures have sat on the shelves for such a long time. So they're in worse shape than what most people are accustomed to, even when they think of foreclosures.
Nice to hear that opportunity. The chance, though, is still there to get in on this if you wish. All right.
Right. Probably the last chance, though.
Okay, get it done. Lifestyle Laura, Shari, thanks so much for coming in this week. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Shari.
it. John?
8:48 right now. Let's get a check on